listening to The Cyclone on J360 Radio. With your hosts, Dev and Al. Jay has entered the Cyclone.
Hey there, J360 Legion, and welcome to The Cyclone. This is Jay speaking on behalf of the Cyclone Crew. We finally made it to the near end of the 16-17 NBA season. The boys and I have plenty to discuss regarding the Warriors and the Cavaliers. Two teams that, unless you're from the area, no one gives a damn about. But hey, let's not be biased. Besides, real basketball fans, it doesn't matter who's in the finals. We are basketball fans first, and then we are representative of our respective teams. And outside of that, at least the game is still on for another 7 games, if need be. But hey, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, but check your bias. Alan, Dev, take it away.
All right, guys, we're talking NBA Finals. What are your thoughts on the playoffs as a whole?
I want to go deeper, just for the entire playoffs. Here's my problem. So people are saying to me that, this series is boring and blah, blah, blah. Everybody knew that Golden State and Cleveland were going to win. No. Now, here was the problem with it. Yes, was this a bad playoff series? Yeah, it was. And Deb, you can agree with me on that. The reason why is everybody got injured. Every star got injured. Why? I don't know. So many things got injured and a lot of things happened. And, sorry, not every star, but I'm saying at least 60%. I don't count the Grizzlies or the Blazers because they really didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. For the most part, a lot of people got injured in this series, and you lose your star, you're done. I mean, look at Cleveland. Cleveland should have blown away Golden State 2 years ago. And it didn't happen because Kevin Love was out, Kyrie Irving was out. I think Verjao was out that year, too.
Verjao's not really relevant, but okay.
Verjao's a decent center.
Was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, the next year, Cleveland, Andrew Bogut got injured, which what is to be expected from Andrew Bogut. Trust me, I'm a Bucks fan. I could rant on him all day, but I'm not going to do it.
You got some, unresolved feelings about that?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay. It seems like it because what is it? The number 1 overall pick in 2006?
I want to talk about it, man.
Nah, did I get it right though? Number 1 overall pick, 06?
Yeah, he was the number 1 pick.
Oh yeah, but Raptors fans should have a problem with not Gallinari, Andrea Bargnani. He got drafted the very next year, number 1. He's supposed to be the next Dirk Nowitzki. I don't get it. There's these terrible drafts, and you got guys like Kwame Brown, Anthony Bennett going number 1, but I'm not going to stray off on the worst draft picks of all time. But my take on the playoffs would be that it was to be expected who were going to be in the finals. It just wasn't competitive enough for me, series-wise, with a lot of these matchups. Both teams had an easy road to the finals. I'm not going to lie. The Warriors went against Portland didn't have Nurkic, so it wasn't competitive. Utah just can't match up with Golden State. That's a terrible matchup. And the Clippers, once again, first-round exit. That should become a verb. That should become a verb, though. So, we just going to be one round, one and done. You ever do one and done with everything, you're pretty much...
No, they were very competitive, but, your friend got injured, and that just screwed them over.
Portland can only do so much without Nurkic. It wouldn't have went 7, but it would have been a competitive 6, in my opinion.
Okay.
I was really surprised that Houston OKC wasn't a better matchup because games just turned into a back and forth blowout. On paper, the series was competitive. In the actual game was, a lot of it was unwatchable.
Where was James Harden in Game 7? Where was James Harden in Game 7? What the hell happened?
I don't know. That was some other guy. I don't think that was James Harden. He must have had a doppelganger stand in that game.
He had 11 points. Where the heck was he?
Home, apparently watching the game like everybody else.
For real, you had every... Okay, I have to rant about the Houston game.
Go ahead.
This is what makes me mad. You had every opportunity to win this game, and you still blew it. You had their big star out. You had Tony Parker out for the Spurs. And Houston still blew it. Why? Can you explain it to me, Dev?
I'm going to tell you like this. That was James Harden's doppelganger. That was not James Harden. His alter ego took over.
Tupac playing?
Yes.
Okay.
He had to stand in. The guy didn't know how to play basketball, and that's what happened. That's the excuse I'm making for James Harden, and that's what it is.
I am sorry. It's Game 7. You put it all out. I don't care if you get swept by the Warriors. The Spurs had no business being in that game against the Warriors.
Utah had no business being in the second round, but it happened.
Well, Blake Griffin got injured. And that's
When
been the case.
Okay,
A
let's
lot of the
be
NBA
real. When
finals.
doesn't he get injured when it comes to crucial games in the playoffs?
I'm starting to wonder if the NBA fakes injuries at this point. Seriously, oh yeah, we can make 82 games, but when it comes to the playoffs, we're all injured. Seriously, we had that. The Bucks were injured because we lost Jabari Parker.
But hold on. Look at it like this: if you're playing, unless your name is Russell Westbrook or LeBron James, players can't handle an 82 game season, play all the games, and then go play playoff basketball, which is a different intensity, a different level. That's why we got to rest players. Why do you think LeBron's looking there healthy and happy right now? And you got guys like Chris Paul getting wearing down, Blake Griffin getting injured at the wrong time. Mind you, pay attention. Just pay attention to this trend. The Warriors have rested a lot this season. The Warriors are fully healthy. The Cavs rested a lot this season. The Cavs are fully healthy. You know who didn't rest a lot? The Clippers. You know who didn't rest a lot? The Trailblazers. You know who didn't rest a lot? The Utah Jazz. You know what happened to the Jazz? Rudy Gobert gets injured. Happened to the Blazers? Nurkic gets injured. You know what happened to the Clippers? Blake Griffin gets injured. It says a lot when you rest your players. You know what happened to John Wall? He's tired. He's not the same player. Isaiah Thomas, hip injury, done. That happens. It happens a lot. It happens all the time. Rest is important. You take care of your body, you rest, you'll be, especially when you're going to the playoffs, you'll be ready. And trust me, all right, I honestly, in this opinion, I want to take the Warriors, but the best way to beat the Warriors is to set a lot of hard screens and let Curry work on the defensive end, because by 6 games, his legs aren't underneath him. He's not pulling from 30, and it's a harder series. They let him loose, that series is over. So I personally feel like it'll go 6 or 7 games. I want it to go 6. I want the Warriors to win in 6, and I kind of want JaVale McGee to win a championship. That's kind of the only reason I want the Warriors to win. And LeBron just annoys me. His whole being as an NBA player annoys me.
LeBron actually is great.
Nah, he's a great player. I'm not. It's undeniable, but his entire being annoys me. Just the way he goes about certain things. It's just it's annoying. He's fun to watch. My only wish is that he had a more consistent jump shot. That's it.
Well, you know what?
With
LeBron, we could add superstar versus superstar matchup if they agreed to that trade for Carmelo, because it's pretty obvious that LeBron's the GM of the Cavs.
Well, he's the de facto. Hold on. He's the de facto GM, because if he was really the GM, when he was complaining that he needed a playmaker.
They signed Deron Williams. They signed so many. What I don't understand is I would have picked Brandon Jennings over Kyrie any day. I know it's debatable. To me, Brandon Jennings he can be accurate.
I don't think I do that.
Over 54 points. I'm sorry, Brandon Jennings had over 54 points in one game.
And his rookie season, trust me, teams adjust to that.
Look, now Brandon Jennings is still pretty great. I'm sorry. I'm a fan. Okay, I'm a fan. All right, leave me alone.
I'm gonna let you live and ride that Brandon Jennings train till the wheels fall off. I'm just gonna be real. I'm still taking Kyrie, even though he doesn't play enough defense. I'm gonna try.
No. Brandon Jennings as a backup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but,
no,
all right, here's my thing.
Do I want to start over Kyrie? That's insane.
Kyrie is a better a taller Isaiah Thomas. They don't really play defense, and you kind of have to hide them, so to speak, sort of.
But Deron Williams isn't I would have picked Brandon Jennings over Deron, and you know that.
I would too, but this is the first time this guy's been a backup point guard for anybody. His whole career he started. Dallas.
But Deron flopped everywhere he went.
No, he was fabulous in Utah.
Yeah, but once he left Utah, he flopped everywhere.
He was decent inside Brooklyn for the first couple of years. Didn't he just started mailing it in and getting his check after a while?
Yeah, you want that, or you could have Brandon Jennings, who's hungry for a championship.
Listen, I like Deron Williams. He was the second coming of Jason Kidd with the jump shot. He just started. He had all the physical attributes. He had the skills. He had everything. He had it all.
You will crack me up right now.
What?
So Golden State signed Matt Barnes, right?
Mm-hmm. Has he even played a couple like decent playoff minutes.
How awesome would it be if we had John Henson from the Milwaukee Bucks go play for the Cavs, just so he can block him again and act like a badass again? Did you ever see this video, Dev? It's hilarious. It's like the most amazing video ever. He blocks him, and John Henson acts like a fucking badass. And it's like he taunts it, throws his jersey in the stands, challenging Matt Barnes to a fight.
Yeah, listen, can we all just agree that Matt Barnes is about that life, and you don't want to mess with him? Can we just?
No. Well, Henson called him out.
Can we just? Nah. Can the NBA? Can players just realize that? Like, listen, Matt Barnes is about that life. Just let him be great and leave him alone.
Actually, no. His layup was so sloppy. That's why Henson slapped the heck out of him. But anyways, my pick for the NBA Finals, Thursday night. I think it's going to be the Cavs in 6. But the Cavs need to make it. The Cavs need to make it. The Cavs need to make a statement. They have to win one of these games, the first 2. They have to win one.
They got to split in Golden State. At least go 1-1.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. I agree with that.
They have to make a statement.
But here's my thing. LeBron has to have, like, history-setting type of performances like he did last year. If he doesn't, if he comes up, he's not going to be the LeBron he was against Boston. He's not going to be able to turn his back and do X, Y, and Z. And, he's really going to have to come at these guys because they're not going to go easy on him. Because if they go, I feel like if Golden State did what they did last year, this year, they're closing it out. LeBron can't fall behind 3-1. I'm sorry.
No.
He's not. He can't do that again. Listen, last year's team was good. This year's team is just as good.
Cleveland lucked out by injuries last year.
Well, yeah, they lucked out. They just had all the stars and the planets align at the right time.
Well, no, it didn't help that Andrew Bogut got injured.
Well, like I said, the planets and the stars aligned for Cleveland to come back 3-1. LeBron had a record-setting performance. Kyrie jumped in it too. Andrew Bogut got injured. Festus Ezeli had to play defense, which he really can't. Let's be honest.
But this is Irving's team, though. That's what we were saying. This is Kyrie Irving's team more than LeBron's team.
No, it's not. No.
It is.
No, it's not.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
Mr. Dev. Where do you think the Clippers are going to go from here?
It can go like this. Since Chris Paul and Blake Griffin have the option for the max, not the super max. The super max, I'll explain that for the guys that don't know it. So the super max is if you make like an NBA all first team with your team, you have the option for a super max to where your current team has the option to pay you more money than anybody else. Then there's just the max when your contract runs out. Boom, your team can offer you more money than any other team because it's pretty much the KD rule. Where the Supermax is considered the KD rule, what happened last year with the Warriors in Oklahoma City because the money was literally the same. I feel like either Blake or Chris Paul is going to take the max. One of them is not walking away from that money. Honestly, if it's Chris Paul, he's never winning a championship. If he takes that, he's not winning a championship. He has to consider his future in place. What I think is he should go through the whole free agency thing, look at his options, see what's there. If I'm Chris Paul, if Doc says he's going to remain the GM and the coach, I'm leaving. I have to leave. I got to leave. Doc Rivers has failed himself 6 years in a row. As much finals as LeBron has been to, that's as many times Doc has failed himself as the GM to his coach. And that trend is only going to get worse. He can't find a bench. Blake keeps getting injured at the wrong time, and then Chris Paul is shorthanded. Chris Paul is a great player, but he doesn't need to be your best player on the team. Because anytime your point guard is your best player and he doesn't have good players around him, he's not winning a championship that way. Unless your name is Isaiah Thomas, the 80s Isaiah Thomas from the Detroit Pistons. I'm just saying. And
Isaiah Thomas would be so good for the Clippers, though.
Yes and no. Because you still have to hide him on defense. Like, wherever he goes, you still have to hide him. If he's playing
that's why you have Brandon Jennings.
Yeah, I guess, but
I make a case for this, for real. Brandon Jennings could. You have a point there. My thing is, weaknesses become more apparent. They become a lot bigger when playoff time comes. You can hire Isaiah Thomas for 82 games. There's no problems. You know when it becomes a problem and a weakness? Playoff time, because teams see it, they expose it,
And now you kind of have to either address it in the offseason or just reload and try again and hope you have the stars aligned to be able to beat that team in the series. And that's what the Clippers are doing. The Clippers are they're just reloading and hoping a wet spot, the right injury, the right matchup falls in their favor, and they can make a run at the playoffs. That's what they're hoping for. They've been doing it for 6 years. This team's played together for 6 years. That's a long time. And Doc is in full power. And if I'm Chris Paul, I'm looking at my basketball mortality, and I'm like, man, I only have so many years playing at this top level. Am I going to stay here and collect all this money and build my brand and, retire? Or am I going to go, I've made a lot of money. Hopefully I invested my money good. I'm about to go win some championships and play for San Antonio and be remembered as a legend with a championship. Gotta think about that. If I'm Blake Griffin, he came out, 2011? 2010. So he's about 28 now. Yeah, he's 28 now. Pushing 30. Let's look at Blake Griffin's career in a nutshell. Very explosive. He jumped over Ikea, and he always gets injured. Talented, though, but he gets injured. Pretty much Blake Griffin's career right now. In a nutshell. Just to answer your question, if I'm Chris Paul, I'm weighing my options, and I'm considering leaving. If I'm Blake Griffin, I say I make my money and stay unless you really wouldn't play for a contender. But who's going to want you with the injury history you've had?
Man makes a good point, Al. What do you think?
I got nothing. He's absolutely right. He wins this round.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I've done my homework.
Okay.
I admit defeat on this one. And trust me, during the NFL, I will own the crap out of you.
Nah, you got the NFL. It's just me. I'm a basketball junkie. Like, I live for this.
That he does.
You know what? You know what reminds me of Isaiah Thomas went to the Clippers?
Okay,
Steve Francis going to the Knicks.
Oh, that was terrible. But Steve Francis was injured a lot going to the Knicks, and that was a guard-heavy team, if you remember
Francis
that. They had
never
Stephon
good on
Marbury,
defense.
Remember they had Stephon Marbury, Steve Francis.
Why did they go all in with Steve Francis and Stephon Marbury on the same team?
That would have been
Where
smart.
were they going
And
with that?
remember they had they drafted Nate Robinson too.
Nate Robinson, I feel so bad. That guy was really good.
Oh, yo, he had everything but height. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
He actually won a dunk contest.
3 times, actually. The couple of times they gave it to him, but he deservedly won one of them.
No, when Vince Carter showed up, it was like, no one can top that.
Nah, that Vince Carter dunk contest. That was a good contest that year. Vince definitely overwhelmingly won it. The year Blake Griffin won it, it was a good year.
Giannis, I don't know. He was too young.
Oh, Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine. That year was good.
Oh, it was good, yeah.
That
the
one
next
was
year after that one.
That was terrible. Zach LaVine has like crazy amount of his hang time is ridiculous. Zach LaVine surprised me. Mind you, I hope the kid does great and becomes a really good player, good team.
Can you imagine Steve Nash at a slam dunk contest?
Nah.
It'd be hilarious. Here's my dunk. It's a layup.
Steve Nash is like a really short 6'3". You would never think of Steve Nash as 6'3". He looks really short for 6'3".
I like Steve Nash, but honestly, what the hell were the Lakers thinking in signing Steve Nash?
Lakers star. Mind you, remember who was in charge at the time?
I do not remember. Who was it?
It was, whatchamacallit, Jeannie's brother.
Jerry Buss?
Jim Buss. Jim Buss was in charge at the time, and he's the one that got Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, and it all look, oh, great, you have star power in L.A. now. Steve Nash was on the end of his career with back injuries, and Dwight Howard doesn't have a post game, so there you go. Worst big man ever to get traded to L.A.
Never recovered from what happened in L.A.
Okay, all right, listen, I'm a huge Magic fan. I'm about to break this down.
Oh, God, here we go.
We drafted Dwight Howard, right? The guy had a lot of potential on defense. He was great. Athletic, big, strong, healthy. Great. He checked off all the boxes. But the problem is he never developed the post game. If he develops that, he is by far top 10 big men in the league, by far. He reminded me a lot of Amari Stoudemire coming out of high school. Athletic, big, strong, checked off all the boxes, right? The difference between him and Amari developed the post game. And he developed his game as the years went on, but the microscopic surgeries kind of really hindered him from being as good as he could have been. Dwight Howard didn't have that problem. Dwight Howard just never developed the post game, and everything was pick and roll. He couldn't even pick and pop and be a threat from like the mid range. He couldn't even hit a Chris Webber free throw jumper.
So
like,
he was the dollar store version of Chris Bosh.
Yes, exactly. That's a perfect analogy. He was a dollar store version of Chris Bosh. Not even that. How
about the dollar store version of Kevin Love?
Can we just call him Marcus Camby?
Oh, jeez.
Dude,
that went too far, man.
No, it didn't.
No,
It didn't.
Guys that were really good defensively, didn't evolve offensively. Let's call him. Let's put him in the mold of Tyson Chandler and Marcus Camby.
So he was like Larry Johnson without the issues.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Larry Johnson, god damn it.
Now,
my god, when the Cavs signed him, I was excited. I thought he actually got better, like he finally fixed his life. And it never worked out for the Cavs, and they cut him after, a month.
Yeah, pretty much.
That sucked.
That
dude was a defensive presence.
Let me go back on Dwight Howard. So, Dwight Howard's game never evolved. And because it never evolved, by the time he forced his way to L.A., he thought he could be the guy. He wanted to be the guy. He was, multiple-time defensive player of the year. And you can't have half of Shaq's game and don't have the other half. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He had the defensive prowess, and he was an overpaid Tyson Chandler at that point, but nobody knew it yet. Like, Tyson Chandler was the second overall pick, and we knew what he was by the time he won the NBA championship. We're paying almost max dollars for a Tyson Chandler. Who wants to pay max dollars for a Tyson Chandler, honestly? That's pretty much what LA was getting. And they thought they were getting the next great LA big, like the Shaqs, the Abdul-Jabbars. They had offensive game.
But let's be honest, though. The Lakers that year got fucked over really majorly.
Well, they did it to themselves, but you can't.
No. They
did. Jim Buss.
They did it to themselves
for 4 years.
It wasn't Jim Buss.
It wasn't.
No, it was actually David Stern. Remember, they had a trade all set for Chris Paul.
Yep.
For the Lakers.
David Stern vetoed it. I remember.
Which is ridiculous because what do you say now about these super teams? Nothing. There was no reason why David Stern vetoed that trade.
I guess he has it out for the Lakers because he's being a dick.
The team that has the most money, the most market. Like, for anybody to say it's the NBA is rigged, actually, I would make a case for that, just based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be basing on that sort of scenario. But, the fact that the Heat managed to get something just as good, he didn't do any detail there.
Yeah, the next year, right?
Yeah.
That was legal. That was legal, first off. That was legal. That was within their rights, and they all signed to the same team. They just had to be convinced, and being the salary cap, mad magician that Pat Riley is, he did it work.
Did the Cavs get a free pick for that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did the Thunder get a free pick for Kevin Durant leaving?
That wasn't a sign and trade.
But they didn't trade LeBron. He went free agent.
No, I believe it might have been a sign and trade.
Well, for him to go to the Heat?
No. Nope, he left. No, he left.
Yeah, so why did the Cavs get that pick? But
What year?
Yet, when Durant left, we get nothing, and he can go to a superpower team already.
Hold on. So you're talking about when LeBron left, Cleveland got a pick, but Cleveland was bad. Cleveland never traded any of their assets, so they went straight from playoff team to lottery team.
Yeah.
The Thunder had Russell Westbrook. That's what their problem was. You have Russell Westbrook, you're going to win games, not lose them. If they would have lost enough games...
Oh, come on. Like, they couldn't win the finals with Mo Williams. What are you talking about?
Come on, dude.
Uh-oh.
When your best player is Mo Williams,
back in that time, was he not the best player?
Yes, he was the second best player.
Awesome.
He was the second best player outside of LeBron. When your second best player is Mo Williams.
As a Bucks fan, he was
one LeBron short. You were literally one LeBron short of a lottery team, and they was as soon as he left.
But that's ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, your player left you, so we should you automatically get. Come on, that's ridiculous.
No, dude, I'm telling you, that team was built around LeBron. As soon as he left, they were terrible.
But that doesn't automatically give you the right to have the number one pick.
Listen, the lottery fell in their favor. They were automatic lottery team. They were going to get a top pick regardless.
No, they got another pick too, didn't they?
That's because they were terrible. They were in the lottery for 4 straight years.
No, they got something back because he went to the Heat.
Unless he did a sign and trade, which I don't remember clearly. Because that's the only way teams get assets back from Miami. If, like, okay, he signs with us, but we trade him to y'all. We do a sign.
By the way, why the fuck did they draft Anthony Bennett?
It was a bad draft. That's like why the Wizards drafted Kwame Brown. Like, it was a
Or
bad
why
draft.
did Michael Jordan thought he could play for the Wizards?
Exactly.
Actually, no, he actually made
But
the
why Sam
Wizards
Booth
at that
got
point
picked
relevant.
before
He
Jordan?
actually, weren't they not too far off from the playoffs? They were just like 8 games out.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but it was still not any good, and it's not like Mike would have made it through at least
Here's
half
the
of those
thing:
games.
Michael Jordan is like LeBron James in a lot of ways. He needs a cast around him too. He can't do it all by himself.
Oh, you're stealing that from me because I told you about that when the Bulls were a thing. You were mad about that one day.
Okay.
No, I'm so mad about you about the Sixers, Jay. But we'll talk about that later.
Hey, you know what? You're going to be mad about it because it did happen. Iverson and company
That
were good
series
that day.
was rigged.
Now go fuck yourself.
No, that series was
No,
rigged.
that series was not.
No, we're
rigged
doing
at all.
a specific
No, we are
Cyclone
not
show.
doing that right now.
No, that series
No.
was rigged, and I know
No,
it
it
was.
was not rigged, Al. But
I
that's
love
Ray
this
episode
game.
number.
Allen himself says this is fucking rigged.
Hey. I love Ray Allen. I have respect to Ray Allen, but since you're not Ray Allen, go fuck yourself, Al.
That should have been us being swept by the Lakers.
Well, you know what, Al? It wasn't, okay? You had a
Okay.
fighting chance this year, and you couldn't do it because you were injured, so let it go. Let it go.
No, I will never let that go.
You're hurt
No,
as hell.
that was our
You
year,
know what?
and you put
know- you know
that
what?
was our chance to be swept by the Lakers.
Obviously not, Al. Obviously not.
Oh my god.
You gotta love these family arguments, huh?
Yeah, they're awesome.
It was rigged.
It was not, you jerk.
George Karl himself said it was.
George Karl, huh? Oh, George Karl. Well, you know what?
George
Since when is
Al-
George Karl a reputable source?
Al's been butthurt about this
we
a long
wanted
time, Dev.
We wanted a bigger team facing the
Well,
Lakers.
you got one now, don't you?
Wait a minute. That's a conspiracy, and that was rigged. Then the Lakers Sacramento's game series has been rigged for years too. Remember when they were meeting in the Western Conference playoffs?
You know what was weird? Well, of course, this immediately goes. All my theories are proven incorrect because I never would have thought the Detroit Pistons would have won the finals. Like against that Laker team, which had like 5 Hall of Famers on it.
Well, this is past Grant Hill Pistons, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
Grant Hill was
Remember,
good.
remember that Laker year? It had like what did it have? It
Gary
had Gary
Payton,
Payton,
Karl Malone,
All right.
Kobe, Shaq.
Kobe, Shaq, Derek Fisher. Derek
Yep.
Fisher is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Well, yeah.
Oh, unfortunately.
Brian Russell.
He was
which,
a
by the
terrible
way,
coach, though.
Who was the coach? Wasn't that wasn't Phil Jackson, was it?
What?
That year.
What,
Yeah.
what,
that
for
was
the Lakers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah, for
Jackson
the
was
Lakers,
the coach.
Phil Jackson was the coach that year?
Yep.
How the fuck did they lose that finals?
The Pistons got inside the Lakers' head, and Kobe stopped trusting his teammates.
I know after
That would
that
do
year,
it.
there was like a complete breakdown, wasn't there?
That would do it.
Yeah. No.
That was I think that was the year Shaq left, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Remember when I kept talking about if the stars align, you get in the player's head, you're one like injury, wet 4 spot, mental breakdown from winning? That
Yeah.
was the Pistons' opportunity.
So, do
They
you
got
think
him
that
Lakers?
happened to James Harden? I don't mean to interrupt. Sorry about that.
No.
No, James Harden was just a bitch.
No. James Harden came up like super small, like Isaiah Thomas small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, remember that one year the Phoenix
No,
Suns
James
almost-
Harden did his
almost
best Matt Ryan impression.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
So-
And just stopped showing up.
Wait. Matt Ryan's not that bad. Come on, man. Come on, just like.
Fine. Okay, how about this? James Ryan did his best Cam Newton impression during the big game.
Okay. All right. Fair. Yeah.
hmm.
Fair enough-ish, but I'm going to let that one go. So, remember when the Phoenix Suns and the Lakers were in the Western Conference Finals?
Yes.
And the Phoenix Suns looked like they were going to win? They
Mhm.
got in Kobe's head. They got him to stop trusting his teammates. They played a zone that they didn't figure out quite yet. They were running, and they had all the stars aligned, and they were like one wet 4 spot and a couple of calls from going to the finals.
Wow.
The Pistons just happened to do that in the finals. They got Kobe to stop trusting his teammates. The things were falling apart, and they completely took advantage of it. That's all it really takes in a series. You get inside a certain player's head that listen, this is how the Cavs win. They get in Draymond's head, they run Steph through screens, and they force KD to work on the defensive end as well. They do that, they got the championship knocked out. This is what Golden State has to do. You force LeBron to take jumpers, and I mean really force him. JaVale McGee plays great. Draymond Green wreaks havoc and Steph pulls up from 30. Those things have to fall in line. Now you have to put in a bunch of chess pieces in order to get things to fall in your line, but they're very doable. Either team can win, but you got to have certain things go off. That's it.
Huh. So you think that's what the Warriors are going to do against LeBron and company?
They have to. If I'm the Warriors, I'm packing the paint. I'm letting LeBron shoot. The only people I'm not letting kill me are Kyrie and LeBron. LeBron, you can't drive to the basket. Kyrie, I'm not giving you any open threes. You're being contested. I'm putting clay on you. Okay. Draymond and LeBron, you go in this paint, you're going to see a bunch of bodies flying at you. I'm going to make life hard. You're going to get yours, but I'm going to make it hard. Kevin Love, you might bang down there in the post, but you're not going to be a huge factor. Anybody coming off the bench, give them hell too. Because once the guys get confidence off the bench, it's kind of like a snowball effect. And you send that from the Cavs. Every time I'm running Steph through a hard screen. He may not feel it game 1, 2, 3, or 4, but if he goes 6, about a 6th game, his legs really aren't underneath him, and he's not playing as hard. But mind you, we're dealing with rested Steph Curry because they've been breezing through the playoffs. So, like I said, it's either or. I don't know what's going to happen. I want to see the Warriors do great, but I just don't want to see, okay, game 1, blowout, game 2, blowout, game 3, blowout, game 4, it's close. It's like, I don't like that back and forth.
So, but you want this game to be watchable, but you don't want it to be a washout.
Yeah, I don't want it to end up like the Houston-San Antonio series, where it looks close on paper because they went 7, but a lot of the games were unwatchable because they were just blowouts.
You know what? Next episode, we are going to talk about cheats and stuff like that.
I'm telling you, like, listen, if we want to go with cheats and conspiracy theories, like, I'm telling you, it's Sacramento-LA series from the back in the day in the 2000s from the Western Conference Finals. I consider that game, that was rigged. No way the LA won all those.
And little Allen will finally stop being so butthurt about the thing that he lost fair and square.
The Sixers and the Bucks series back in the day?
Yeah.
Bro, he's going to have to get over that.
Yeah,
like,
he's going to have to, but he won't.
Like, come on. You guys lost. Just take it on the
yeah.
Like, I got to deal with the fact that we had Dwight Howard, and he turned into...
Okay, I stand by this, though. One of the biggest Cavs mistakes is they should have went after Lance Stevenson. He would have gotten in Curry's head really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have. I can't agree with Al on this.
Nah, I would use Lance to get inside Draymond's head. They're very volatile and they're both explosive.
Stevenson is a threat, and I don't get why Cleveland didn't sign him.
A lot of teams didn't want him. He's like the Rajon Rondo of like forwards.
Yeah, and look how he did for the freaking Bulls. And Rondo did great, and actually the Bulls only lost because they lost Rondo.
Well, I'm talking Rajon Rondo in terms of he has no jump shot and he's going straight to the basket. Like teams.
No, Stevenson can shoot.
No, he can't. Did you watch that series he had against the Cavs? Yeah,
I watched. Sitting there quietly.
I
don't know. Or I would have made a case for they should have went after.
Look, go on. I'll drop a link. I'll drop a link in the chat.
All right.
I'll stand by. They should have sent Brandon Jennings. How about that?
Listen, you're gonna have to let go of this Brandon Jennings thing. You can't lobby him for every open position in the NBA. He's
or on
one
the Cyclone, Allen.
I'm sorry. I'm a Jennings fan. All right. I'm a little fanboy. He used to be a Buck. God damn it! Leave me alone.
Never.
Watch this when you get some time.
All right.
Lance Stevens, I'm telling you, they go underneath his screens every time. He may shoot a jumper on a runner here or there, but he's not a consistent threat from outside. Watch the highlights from the playoff series he had against the Cavs.
All right, let's see what you got.
He can't shoot.
Oh, Free Dawkins. I love this channel. All right, give it a watch.
Well, according to Bleacher Report.
Oh my God, Jay! I
come
freaking
on.
slap you.
Shut up, Allen.
Bleacher Report, bro.
Dude, seriously, that's all his sports knowledge is. He runs the Bleacher Report every day.
Actually, I run Pro Basketball Talk, but fuck you, Al.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
no,
yes,
you don't.
yes, I do.
Unless you're doing the Bleacher Report to troll me, which, by the way, good job.
Hey, by the way, I do a fantastic job trolling you with Bleacher Report.
Well, you dang right.
I'm
yeah.
telling you, every time Lance goes, he drives, bullies his way in, floater, and maybe a runner.
So it's all set on the pick, right?
Yep,
So
everything. They go underneath every time. They don't respect the jumper.
Look at Brand Jennings, 52 points, whatever. Everything was set on a pick.
Well, but I'm saying, but look how the defense plays them. They go underneath the screen. Shooters, they go over top of the screen.
I see it.
They don't respect the jumper. Now he'll make it occasionally, but he shoots terrible from the field.
Or does he?
No, he does. Al. Look at this.
I'm watching it right now. He's good at the close up, but where's his jump shot?
He doesn't have it. That's the thing. He can drive. The guy can drive to the basket. That's where he's Rajon Rondo-esque. He doesn't have the jumper.
He can make some jump shots when acquired.
But
you would think at his age right now, you'd think he would acquire a better jump shot.
Well, he doesn't. He flourishes in the system. He doesn't. His jump shot's too erratic.
So you're saying he's more of a system guy?
Yeah.
Brand Jennings can hit threes whenever he wants.
There go Jennings again.
Are we making these Brandon Jennings random just...
Okay. When I get back, we're all going to watch the freaking Brand Jennings 52-point game.
Do we have to? Just drop the link in the chat. I'll watch it later.
Yeah, we'll watch it. This poor boy, Dev.
I am sorry. I'm a Jennings fan.
You went a little overboard.
I like my Jennings, okay? He was awesome.
All right, that's all we have for the Cyclone for right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to say, for my pick of the finals this year, it will be... I'm representing the East, man. It's going to be about the Cavs for me this year. So until then, come back next week where we're going to discuss exactly what's going on with Game 1. And then we'll see exactly where we can go from here. And plus, we're going to touch base on some other controversies. You're going to be in for a good show next week as well. So I'll see you all then. Take it easy. This is Jay on behalf of the Cyclone Crew, signing off.